Welcome to Baldur's Gate 3, episode 39. In the last episode, we went to Sharice's Caress. We talked to Raphael, talked to Voss, talked to Valeria, dealt with some Harpers. It was a pretty big episode. A lot of talking, though. In this episode, we will be going to Wyrm Rock, meeting Gortash, apparently, because he is apparently there. So let's head out. We've got Karlach in the party because, you know, it's important to her. There are a few more shops around here that we could stop in, like this one. There's a pretty funny character if you want to deal with him, but, you know.
Citizen, you are being accompanied by a malfunctioning steel watcher. Please stand back.
I think you have the wrong hunk of metal.
False. Report your purpose, Steel Watcher. Why are you following these citizens unbidden? I understand your malfunction. Your unit is a highly outdated model. The Ragnak's casement protecting your metallurgized iced valves is burning well outside the recommended temperature. Please report to the Steelwatch Foundry for dismantling.
Same thing Damon said. Do you know how to fix this malfunctioning engine?
Yeah. Hey, Metal Man. If I report to this foundry, can my engine be fixed?
Your make is very obsolete. Repairing your engine would be not only impractical, but impossible. Report to the Steelwatch Foundry for immediate dismantling.
Yeah. Tell me something I don't know.
It was worth a try though, Karlach, wasn't it? Where is the Steelwatch Foundry?
The Steelwatch Foundry is off limits to visitors. This malfunctioning unit can escort itself back.
Well, I think we know why it thinks Karlach's one of them, but let's ask the question anyway.
Not sure. Maybe whatever keeps them going is similar to my tin can. Turns out I'm the fucking prototype for these things. I'll dismantle every single one of them.
Any threat to the Steelwatch is a threat to Lord Gortash himself. Please report to the Steelwatch Foundry for immediate dismantling.
What can you tell us about Lord Gortash?
Yeah. Anything spicy you can tell me about the old prick?
You will speak of our creator, Lord Gortash, with respect. He is the savior of our city, currently being inducted as the Archduke of Baldur's Gate. You will keep your distance, Steel Watcher. You are malfunctioning. Report to the Steelwatch Foundry for immediate dismantling.
Let's make tracks before this thing gives me the lash of Bane. See you around, soldier.
I've never seen that interaction before, so that's pretty cool.
Sorry, chum, can't let you through. Wyrm's Rock's closed for the day.
What's special about today?
Ordination is what? Lord Gortash is becoming Archduke. All the peers came to pay regards.
Well, Investigator Valeria needs me in the lower city. A serial killer is on the loose.
Valeria? Well, I'm not messing about with a murder inquiry for damn sure. Straight ahead across the bridge. A blind ogre couldn't miss it.
Thank you. Some interesting Karlach lore. The music.
Halt. We do not know how you gained entry, but your trespass shall not be punished. Lord Gortash has been expecting you.
The Watcher's presence fades, but another takes its place. Confident, dominant, commanding.
My most esteemed guest, we meet at last. I am Lord Gortash. You are the prison bearer, slayer of the dread General Ketheric Thorn. I welcome you to Baldur's Gate, my city.
The city will never be yours.
It already is. Granted, there are a few formalities to complete, but, well, why don't you come and see? Allow me to formally invite you to my inauguration. Make your way to the ceremonial hall.
We shouldn't have any more trouble from the guards.
Alright, we'll make our way to the chamber.
Hells, not this again.
The brain is resisting its orders. Without all 3 stones to control it. It will soon start acting on its own will.
If it isn't little Will's chums. I hope he hasn't been too much trouble. Heard about his father. The Dead Three's puppet. A travesty, really. He's upstairs in Wyrm's Rock, ordaining Gortash as Archduke. A splendid shindig, I hear. Perfect for crashing. Go on up. We'll talk after. And bring the pup along, if you can. I'd hate for him to miss the fun.
Now look, they really rolled out the red carpet for me. How nice of them.
Kinspeople, Baldurians, and dearest Duke Ravengard, thank you for joining me on this exceptional day.
It's him. Gortash. This is it. I can practically taste his blood from here.
The tiefling is letting her passions get the better of her. The situation is delicate. Do not be swept up in her emotions.
Be careful, Karlach. The Steel Watch will destroy us in one swipe if we attack Gortash here. Can't let our emotions get the better of us.
So we bide our time. But make no mistake, that monkey is mine.
A moment, please, my friends. An old acquaintance has come to pay her respects. Please, Karlach, come and say a proper hello.
My respects! You're lucky I've agreed not to shove my boot up your...
Ah, how I've missed your colourful turns of phrase. We must catch up just as soon as I've had words with your little friend. As for you, I understand congratulations are in order. Thorm's defeat hasn't gone unnoticed. You're known for who you are and for that netherstone that you carry. The quakes are a clear warning. If nobody steps in soon, it'll free itself from the authority of the crown. I expect it'll start with turning the Sword Coasts infected. You among them. That prism of yours won't last indefinitely. Next, the grand design. The Mind Flayer Empire reborn. If we're lucky, we'll become slaves. If we're unlucky, well, not the most thrilling of prospects, but it's a fate that can be avoided. If you and I come to an understanding, together we can still restore authority over the brain.
Of course. Gortash always did have an eye for opportunity.
So why is the crown failing?
It's not, but it will not follow new orders unless the Netherstones are united to give the command. When it finishes executing its current orders, it will be free to do as it wishes. That will be bad for everyone. The Crown's magic turned the brain into something the world has never seen. A nether brain. Its power is immense. Once it is freed from its shackles, I doubt we'll ever be able to bring it under control again.
I'm not that interested in bargaining with the likes of you, Gortash.
The likes of you stand to benefit from the likes of me. There's an old wisdom. A brittle alliance can never be mended. It can only break. With Ketheric gone, Orin proved treacherous. Baal's chosen wants the Netherstones for herself. She only cares for blood. And your blood and mine are of particular interest to her.
I'm not afraid of her.
You've met her assassins. Efficient killers, by all accounts. I know you survived previous encounters. But she won't relent. Orin changes shape faster than you and I change clothes. You know, she's tricked you before. She's targeted me as well. I'm well protected, but she's extremely good at what she does. If Orin obtains all 3 Netherstones, she'll plunge the coast into chaos and paint the city in blood. I can't let that happen. I want to lead this city to glory, not scorch its earth.
Do you want me to believe you mean no harm to the city?
I'd like to propose a pact, a divine oath sworn upon spirit and flesh. I do no harm to you, nor you to me. Furthermore, you'll have nothing to fear from my steel watch while our pact stands. Thorm's stone is yours to keep. When you slay Orin and take her stone, you bring it here. So the three are united once again. Together we rule Faerun as kings. No, more than kings. Gods. We rule as the Absolute. What do you say? Shall we be allies?
I can detect no deceit. This alliance could serve us well. And if it does not, well, we need not honor it.
Let's be allies, said the viper to the frog.
I don't think you, Orin, or Kithric could be trusted as allies.
So Ketheric was ready to betray our alliance too. I can't say it comes as a surprise. But you should know this. I initiated this plot. I brought Ketheric and Orin together to create the Absolute. They knew this would only work if we stood united and coordinated our powers. Their ambition blinded them to reason. I don't suffer the same affliction. In short, you can trust me.
Well, you might be useful for now, but I'm not going to make any promises.
Perhaps a demonstration of why you need my help will motivate you to make the right decision. Your camp is compromised. One among you is an imposter, a faceless. Who, I can't say. I'd suggest a thorough investigation. You'll find I speak the truth.
Take that with a grain of salt. This is Gortash we're talking to.
The faceless in your camp is like a knife at your throat. Remove it quickly, or any alliance between us would be exceedingly short-lived.
While we're on speaking terms, Gortash, what was your plan with the brain?
First, Orin the Red, bloody dagger of Baal, causes panic in the streets through killings in the Absolute's name. Next, the threat of the Absolute's monstrous armies formed by Merkel's general, Ketheric Thorn. In such circumstances, people crave strong leaders. Leaders that bring law, order, and protection. Leaders like me, Bane's unyielding hand, author of justice. You are soon to witness the people of Baldur's Gate granting me complete power over them, all out of fear of the Absolute. Next, we will declare curfew and begin infecting the masses. Our subjects will hear the voice of their absolute God. The faithful will do anything in the name of their God.
And so begins your tyranny.
Our tyranny. And we are saviors. Defenders of the Sword Coast. Our loyal subjects will love us, not hate us. What comes next will be entirely their fault.
And where in the Nine Hells did you find a powerful artifact like the crown?
Powerful connections. Let's leave it at that.
So I'm free to go now, right?
Soon. First, come and be witness as I make history. The first Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
I'm not really interested in your sham ceremony.
Then allow me to peek it for you.
Your brain twists and stretches under the Watcher's gaze. The pain almost brings you to your knees before fading.
You will follow me, and you will show due respect. Distinguished dukes, patriarchs, dearest Ravengard, I will heed your call. A new chapter begins.
Enver Gortash, swearest thou by Baldur's blade to defend the citizens of Baldur's Gate from enemies within and without?
I swear.
Swearest thou true faith and fealty to the same, by word, deed, and decree, so that none may suffer?
I swear.
Gathered guests, grant ye consent? Enver Gortash, the council appoints you Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
My friends, the Steel Watch stands ready. Let its blade fall on any who would diminish our city. And you, honored guest, will find me in my office above when you return. Do not come empty-handed.
So there you have it. Lord Enver Gortash in all his glory. What did you make of him?
He seemed like an absolute fraud in a very nice coat.
Yeah. Fucker always had expensive taste. I don't know how anyone in this hall could fall for this charade. Isn't it obvious what a chancer he is?
Well, Karlach, people are mostly fools.
Hard to explain it any other way. Then again, I guess they just want to feel safe by any means necessary. If only they knew the truth. The Dead Three orchestrated all of this. And it's working. I wish this city, the people running it, were smarter than me. Gortash isn't their salvation. He's the monster at the gate.
It's always how tyranny works, right? Trade away your freedoms for safety.
An imposter in our ranks. If this is true, it could be anyone. You, me... Well, not me, I know who I am. Perhaps we shouldn't take Gortash's word for granted. But if he speaks the truth, we need to be careful. Orin could have eyes and ears on us right now.
Alright, let's head back down. Mizora wants to talk to us down there. No point talking to all of these rich people. Sure, they won't have anything interesting to say because they're all
alive, so that's progress.
Well, politicians. Ugh.
What did I tell you? A momentous occasion. I'm sure you agree. And to think, the drama's just started. You see, Gortash has had Wyll's father relocated.
And that was fast. I thought Gortash would have had more use for him in Wyrm's Rock.
I'm just an impartial observer. This is Gortash's game. A murderous one, the way I hear it. Ravengard's good as dead. And to think, there's no way to save him. Or is there?
You know something, don't you?
I know enough. Let's talk to Wyll in your camp. Work something out. The Duke's life depends on it.
I'll see you there then.
Let none transgress on this blessed day. Lord Gortash's ceremony will proceed without hindrance. Non-compliance will be punished.
I'm going to transgress on Gortash's day because there's a passageway here down to the prison. And there's someone in the prison that I need to break out. One Councillor Floric, charged with treason, sedition, incitement of discontent.
Oh, I'll be a fresh face. Welcome to Wyrm's Rock Prison, the fifth nail wee jail. What's your business?
Prison inspection. Open the door and pray I don't find more sleeping guards.
Well, that was a most unusual of circumstances, being what they are. Hang on, I'll let you through.
Thank you.
Well, here you go. And don't feed the prisoners. Makes them cocky.
Should fall back to sleep. That didn't quite go as planned. Had so much chance to steal that key without failing that, and
You're too late. It's over.
Floric? Oh, what have they done to you?
I don't speak of myself, High Harper. I speak of the city itself. We came too late. It's over.
what do you mean?
I came seeking allies to our cause. Watchers spotted me, dragged me to Older Ravengard's husk. Empty as a stare. A tadpole's puppet. Nothing more. He spoke in accusations. Apostasy, conspiracy, sedition. I'll be executed in 5 dawns.
The fists can go hang themselves. We're getting you out.
We're breaking you out, Floric. Baldur's Gate needs you. Ravengard needs you.
When the people need a miracle, you cannot wait for the gods to answer. Alder's words. I'd almost forgotten. No more sulking. I know what to do. Unlock my cell. Escort me out of Wyrm's Rock. I'll seek out my connections. When the city streets shatter, you'll want their blades.
Ready yourselves for a fight. We will go non-lethal. We don't need to kill them. We'll fire an ice arrow right here. That might be funny. He knows how to jump. Actually managed to grovel everyone.
In a bind, I'll help.
A big tormentum. And this NPC here, absolute CC champion. Oh, we just leveled up. That's level 11. Nice. That would have been a good heal if we hadn't knocked everyone out already, you know. But we have, so unlucky. There is another guy in prison over here.
What do you want?
Would you like out?
I don't need to escape. I've got food, water, privacy, and I mean to keep it that way.
Okay. See you later. Now, thankfully, we can just go up. Like, Floric isn't even escaping from prison, you know? We just leave now. It's only in the prison that's an issue.
This is far enough. The way should be clear. I can't thank you enough for getting me out of that damned prison. And for giving me courage when I'd all but run out.
Don't be so quick with your gratitude, Counselor. All we have done is send you back into the battle.
And reminded me why I fight in the first place. Truly, thank you.
It's the least I could do. You've proven a vital ally.
When the flames roared loudest, you pulled me to safety. Most would have let me burn. I won't forget it. I will travel to the upper city. Find what allies I can. You won't fight the coming battle alone. As long as the city stands, I will stand with it. This is my promise.
Let's deal with our levels up. It's been a while since we've leveled. We will be going level 7 Ranger. Get another level 2 spell slot, which honestly, we don't use a lot. And we get Iron Mind. We gain proficiency in wisdom and intelligence saving throws. I don't know how that works with Risky Ring, but hopefully it helps a little bit. Because, you know, all that charming and stuff that happened. And now with Shadowheart, because we finished level 5 Paladin, we are going back into Cleric for 2 more levels. There is reason to go Paladin 6 because of Aura of Protection, but she doesn't actually have any charisma anyway. I wonder if it would give minus bonus to saving throws having 8 charisma. That'd be pretty funny. But with this we gain 1 more divinity charge. Now allies can increase their attack roll by 10. Yahira gains another key point, which is just monk. You know, you get a key point like every level. And tranquility. Long rests surround you with an aura of peace, granting you sanctuary. And Karlach just gets angrier. Once per short rest, you drop to 0 hit points, while enraged, you regen 1 health. And see, now that we've leveled up, Shadowheart's portrait is her new hair, but still black. pretty bugged. Every time you level up, there's a chance that it changes. I'm gonna go buy a newspaper real quick because, you know, we did long rest last episode. And then we'll go back to camp and talk to Mizora.
You again? You're becoming a bit of a regular, aren't you? Not complaining, not complaining. So, you'll be wanting a copy of today's edition of the Baldur's Mouth Gazette then?
I would, I'll take one.
Have I ever told you you're my favourite customer? You are, it's the truth.
I bet I am, because I'm probably the only one that actually buys. Feywild Circus struck by tragedy. That did happen. We probably don't need a long rest, but we'll take one anyway. Since we're going back to camp. Mizora cometh.
Sorore surge, testis esto pacti me. Come, sisters, be my testament. Notum sit in Beator.
Notum sit in Beator.
Holy hells.
Just what are you up to?
I come to bargain. The hells demand witness.
Your parasite links with Wyll's, and your memories flow into him. He sees his father's flight from Wyrm's Rock, and hears Mizora's words to you.
Shit. Where did Gortash send my father? How do I save him?
Sisters.
Infernos contractos te vocamus. Infernos contractos te vocamus. Infernos contractos te vocamus.
Your contract, Wyll. Signed in blood, forged in fire, bound in bone, but not unbreakable.
What are you proposing?
A life for a life. No contract is ended without sacrifice. The cost must be paid. Wyll Ravengard, a choice is before you. Option 1. I show you the way to your father. I guarantee him no harm except that from you and your allies. And you pledge your soul to me and the Archdevil Zariel in a pact eternal. Option 2. I break your pact and you are freed from your duty. Your father dies by his enemy's hand, and Baldur's Gate loses its greatest champion. Name your sacrifice.
Bloody Zariel! I won't let her take Wyll.
Silence, Karlach.
Mizora, you asshole!
Choose.
What will happen to Wyll's power if he breaks the pact?
Addendum F. The Absolute must be avenged for the Soulbinder's detention at moonrise. The Soulbearer retains his gifts until such time as the Absolute is slain.
I feel like with the information we have, Wyll would 100% always take this deal. He already signed with a devil to save his father once. To save the city, right? I do feel like story-wise, Wyll would take it. It really sucks to me though that I have to make the decision for Wyll. Wyll has no like agency in his own quest line. Why am I the one who has to take control? Wyll is probably the only character that you can go through the whole game with and do a storyline and he doesn't even need to be a part of it. Because I like Wyll as a character, he's got a good voice actor and everything, he's just in the background, you know? But we're gonna go ahead and make the decision for him to save his father. Given the information we have in the story, it just makes more sense to me.
You damned wretch.
Do it then. Claim my soul for Zariel. Keep my father safe.
Fiat ita.
Fiat ita. Anima ad beator.
Seems you've got a new mission, pup. Go save your father. He's locked in a very nasty place. Gortash's secret command center and prison. Lucky for you, I know the way in. I'll mark your map. After all, a deal's a deal. You know what? I think I'll stick around. Not for the greater good, you understand. Just for the entertainment.
Twice Mizora held my feet to the fire, and twice was I burnt. But my father will live. We will return the Grand Duke to his people. And forever a devil's leash will choke me.
Well, don't give up hope just yet, Wyll. Maybe we will find another way out.
Sometimes, fate closes a door for good. The bolt is fastened, the key is destroyed, and the wish is forever locked away. The Hells will take my soul. I'll make my peace with it. I have once already, after all. Besides, there's no time to wallow in self-pity. More than anything, I'm elated that there's hope yet for my father. We should hurry to this mystery prison and retrieve my father before Mizora tries pulling more tricks.
We'll get there when we get there. Well, your father's still got a tadpole in his head, remember? Rescuing doesn't mean curing.
We will knock him out if we need to. Or restrain.
Your skull vibrates in concord with the astral prism.
Bring me to your Duke. I will shield him, as I shield you.
Why would you do that?
Better to bring him into the fold than to leave you distracted by regret.
Well then, I'm not about to say no. This prison's in the lower city. Let's move.
Why the stunned face? You look like you've seen a devil.
You forced Wyll to make an impossible choice just now.
The pup dug his own hole, darling. I merely supplied the claws. I've always been the giving type, after all. To wit, go to Gortash's secret prison, and I'll help you spring Wyll's daddy free. Of course, you could always leave him to rot, but that would make Wyll's sacrifice worthless. And I know you wouldn't want that.
Yeah, that would be pretty rude. So what are your plans for Wyll now that the pact is eternally sealed?
Focus on the elder brain. I'd hate to clog that infected head of yours with needless details.
Well, I'm sure my infected head has room for a hint at least.
Wyll's a gifted hunter, and Zariel's made her share of enemies in and out of the Hells. Devils, demons, deserters. They're a great burden on the Lord of the First. Clause G, Section 9. Targets shall be limited to the infernal, the demonic, the heartless, and the soulless. The clause still holds. As long as Wyll doesn't tug on my leash, he'll be stalking only the wickedest prey. It's a win-win.
And didn't you want Karlach dead? What changed?
Oh, you are an inquisitive one. I'd have thought you'd figured by now. Zariel found new use for an old battle axe. The dead three in that bulging brain of theirs are a threat to more than this trifling city, you know. Savor her company. Who's to say when Zariel might change her mind? My mistress can be so capricious.
And you never told me how the Absolutists captured you. How did they manage to capture a devil?
Correct. I didn't. If you must know, I was scouting the cultists on behalf of Zariel. But those cursed shadows were thick enough to fell even a half-fiend. I woke in that damned pod. It kept my body sealed and my most powerful magic silenced. But a brave, kind, benevolent soul set me free. Gallantry isn't dead, after all.
Is there anything you can tell me about the Hells?
The 9 hells of Beator. Each its own domain, each with its own archdevil to rule it. I call the first hell my home, Avernus, my mistress Zariel's realm, a torrid battleground split by the bloody waters of the Styx. How I adore it, the delicious agony of it all. The other 8, well, they are pleasures unto themselves. Perhaps I'll show you myself, if I deem you worthy.
Well, if you're staying, make yourself useful.
Why? I'm supplying Wyll with every scrap of his infernal power. I've paid my dues many times over. I tell you what, when the time comes to squish that big baddie of a brain, I'll lend you a hand. Like I said, I'm the giving type.
Sure, but I guess that's more help than most others are gonna give us. So she's just gonna stand there and taunt Wyll now forever.
The devil Mizora has made herself quite at home, hasn't she? Do make her feel as unwelcome as you can.
I will do my best, Lae'zel.
I can't believe Wyll's given up his soul to Zariel. For a father he fell out with ages ago. There's such a thing as being too good. Someone ought to tell Wyll Ravengard.
Well, as I've said, he might just be the beast of us.
That preening vulture seems intent on haunting our camp. I suppose we shall find out if her kind sleep, and how heavily. Wyll is a good man, and that is exactly what his devil will use to bind him, in as many ways as she knows how. A man might twist himself into something else just to escape that collar. But I have no such fears for the blade.
Wyll gave up freedom to save his father. I will never understand people like that.
Wyll sacrificed a great deal for his family. The pact may stand, but the strength of his character is clear.
Time and again, Wyll's plight reinforces my decision not to pursue the path of a warlock.
Yeah.
Wyll's father owes him gratitude. I hope for his sake Ravengard is gracious enough to offer it, given how much it cost.
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
What's that?
I can still feel the Shadowfell all over me. Still hear her words in my ear. I feel unclean.
What do you want to do about it?
I want to wash it away. All of it. I have an idea, but I'll need your help.
Everyone's talking about Wyll and Shadowheart's just got her mind on other things. What do you need?
Just wait until the others are asleep, then come with me. There's a place we can go. Down the coast a little.
Alright, I'll be ready.
Good. Until then, get some rest while you can. It can't have been easy for Wyll to resign himself to the pact. But I'm glad he chose his father. This will do. Take off your clothes.
Nice view. That camera angle. I thought about this scene a bit, you know, because of YouTube's rules, there is nudity. So I guess it depends on how I feel when I edit this episode if I keep it in. Whether I do or not though, it's not like you're gonna miss much if I cut it. Well, there's easier ways to get me naked, you know.
I don't doubt you in the slightest. Come on then. We've already come this far.
Maybe I cut that night scene out just because her hair was black in it instead of being white. You know, it's a little bit game breaking.
Something the matter? I should hope not, after the time we spent together. My spirits are thoroughly lifted.
Well, I did want to talk about that, as it so happens.
Oh? Not feeling any regrets, I hope?
No, I just wanted to remind you, you'll need plenty of practice if you're to become an accomplished swimmer.
Trust me, I'll be an eager pupil. If I have a thorough teacher. Though I'm still finding sand in my hair. I wonder what the others will think of that.
I shall be the most thorough teacher. And naturally, they'll assume we snuck... Just saying this response made me laugh. Naturally, they'll assume we snuck away to make sandcastles in the middle of the night.
But of course they will. I hope we'll have more opportunities to slip away. And make sandcastles.
Pretty good episode, I'd say. We meet Gortash, Tyrant, and Mizora is now in our camp. Stinking up the place with the hell's stink. Like I said though, with YouTube's guidelines, I may not keep that scene in there. It's not that much. There's just some boobs. You know, it's not that much of an issue, but YouTube's scared of that thing sometimes, and you know how robots be. Because there's not actually anyone that looks at the videos, it's all robots these days. Even though my channel is small, I don't really feel like throwing away over 100 videos. Just because of like a 30-second cutscene, you know? But in the next episode, we will be moving into the city of Baldur's Gate. We'll be heading into the city proper. There will be some stuff to do outside the city still in the future that we'll deal with, but for the immediate future, we're moving into the city. Probably going to be overwhelmed in the first episode while I decide what I'm doing and pick up a lot of different quest lines that come online and stuff like that. The next episode might be a bit messy, but after that, hopefully, I should have a plan. But I hope you have a great night or day, depending on where you're watching from. And I will see you in the next episode.